Greetings! Lady Shepsa here from Let Go, Let Goddess, Sacred Sexuality Coach, Healer, and Author, bringing you a message today about the power of going deep in life and also in sex. But I'm more so using sex as like a metaphor, right? As a comparison, but it's really about going deep in your life. So I am just starting the second cohort of my 12-week coaching program, Badass Goddess on Fire. And I'm super excited. This coaching program, Badass Goddess, is based upon my book, Nice for What? How to Go from Being a Good Girl to a Badass Goddess. So when I created this book, I knew that I wanted it to be also a coaching program. And I knew that I wanted to actually take women through the 5 steps in this book, which I call the SASSY process. And this process helps you go from good girl to goddess, right? From being someone who feels like their life is trapped in a good girl box or wearing the nice girl mask and you're stuck fulfilling everybody else's desires and doing what everybody else wants. And you don't really feel empowered yet to live life by your own means. You need to, as this shirt says, call your power back and live your best fucking life. So this book, as I said, the SASSY process is a 5-step process that helps you go on this journey. So I wanted to make this video about going deep because I've had certain women ask me, well, can I just purchase certain parts of the program? So just to let you know, if you haven't checked it out, the program is a 12-week program. And we meet every week live. There's a dynamic, powerful live workshop every week. Every week, practically, we doing a ritual or a ceremony, meditation, and having a dance class. Because in order for us to make our transformation, I realized, and my own healing process has taught me, it can't just be an intellectual exercise. It can't be just something that we think about and we read the book, right? We understand it. Oh, that was a good book. And then nothing changes in our life. In order for us to make changes, we have to go deep. We need to engage in processes, ceremonies, rituals, right? This is what our ancestors did for hundreds of years. We need to do that in order to make the change go deep. So I've had a few women ask me if they can, they're interested in some of the workshops and can they kind of do it a la carte or some of the bonuses that I have, like my Punani Power and Prosperity program, which teaches you how to use your sexual energy to manifest what you want in your life as a bonus. Or can I purchase that a la carte? So at this time, I'm not selling anything that is a part of this program a la carte because I want, number one, to reward the women who want to go deep and have it as bonuses. And number two, it is a process, right? I didn't just create 12 workshops. It's really 14 because we got 2 bonus workshops, which I'm excited about. One of them is erotic dance, yes, and a yoni egg workshop I added. So, but anyway, I wanted to take women through a specific process to have a specific result. And in order to have this result, you have to go deep. You can't just take a workshop here or there and, all right, let me just piece everything together and just no, we're not doing that. So in the book, Nice for What, I created a process called the SASSY process. And each, SASSY is an acronym. Each letter stands for something. I'll share what that is. So the S, first S is separate. Separate from the false self, get the fuck out. All right. This is what our first step to creating our badass goddess. We have to separate. Step 2 is awaken. You're not a beggar, you're a goddess. Once you separate from your false self, you can then identify with your true self, which is the goddess, which is a divine being. Step 3 is surrender to your feminine energy. And this is all about connecting to your feminine energy and the power of the divine feminine. Step 4 is step into your sexual power. Y'all know I'm all about sacred sexuality, so we have to specifically focus on the power of sacred sex. And it doesn't mean that you need a partner. This is all about connecting to sacred sexuality in your own body. And then step 5 is say yes to being a badass goddess. All right, we have to then, once we have the information, we have to empower ourselves to apply it to our lives. So this is a very specific process that I take women through. Each one of these steps have at least 2 workshops that break it down, that bring in meditation, that bring in ritual, that bring in medicine. We actually use cacao for one of our workshops. We have a cacao ceremony that brings in dance. I'm actually bringing in 4 guest dance teachers this time to help us to get it into our body. So it's very specific process with a very specific outcome. And I'm going to bridge that to talk about why we need to go deep, right? So why I am not offering these workshops a la carte, not for this particular program, maybe other programs I might do in the future, or other single workshops I might offer in the future, I may do that. But let's talk about the power of going deep. Why choose to go on a deep 12-week process? All right, so talking about it in connection to sex as well. Number 1, going deep feels good, right? When we are being intimate with the partner and, you feel that opening of like deep penetration, it's like, it feels good. When we go deep, we're able to touch certain parts of ourselves that we don't usually get to experience or touch, just like in sex. So in sex, our yonis, our vaginas have reflexology points. So the reflexology point for the cervix, which is, the entrance to the womb, so that's the deepest part of the vagina, the reflexology point around our cervix is our heart reflexology point. And this can also be why when we do go deep, right, when we do have that deep opening with a lover, we can sometimes feel emotional. We can sometimes cry because it's touching our heart. Literally, our heart is being massaged with, if it's a man, the lover's penis or whatever object, whatever it is that you're using, it has the ability to penetrate into your heart chakra, your heart space. So when we do that, we can actually open up and have this heart opening, heart healing, and heart experience. So this can happen in sex, and this also happens in our life. When we open up to go deep, we have the opportunity to open our heart, which is really the seat of many of our emotions and traumas that we have not processed there. Okay, so it does feel good, but it also allows us to have this opening and this deepening that we wouldn't normally have. The second reason we need to go deep, and the second power of going deep, is that the deeper you descend, the higher you ascend, right? So the deeper that we go into our process, into ourself, into our spirit, into our traumas and our triggers and our power and our sexual energy and our fun, all of that, the deeper we go into it, then that depth, right? We create the space then to ascend higher, right? What goes down must go up, and what goes up must come down. So when we go there, right, when we penetrate deeply, then we then create this energy to explode, right? To have an explosion that sends us up even higher. And if anybody has been through any type of deep life experience that you were able to extract the wisdom and the power and the lesson from that, then you have experienced the power of going deep, right? You didn't have this particular experience if you didn't have that divorce, or maybe that family member didn't transition or die. Whatever the experience was, if you didn't have it, then you wouldn't have had all the wisdom and the power and the knowledge or whatever that comes along with it. So that is a second power of going deep. The third power of going deep is that you will experience long-lasting results. So I think it's interesting, like on social media now, I feel like I see a lot of shallow spirituality, a lot of pretty spirituality that is about these, and I do this, I like using crystals and baths and things like that too, but everything's really pretty, crystals and my chakras, and that means like I'm so spiritual because I'm wearing these certain crystals and have dots on my face and things like that. And I think sometimes we can get caught up in how things look, when it looks pretty and it looks shiny, it looks shimmery, but that beneath that is actually something that's very shallow. So when we have these deep experiences, we create space to have long-lasting transformation, which is what we want. Real change cannot be shallow. Real change, you have to go deep. And when you do go deep, then you have the ability to literally rewire the neurons in your body, rewire your brain, right? With these new patterns, with new healthy patterns, with new healthy ways of thinking, being, and feeling, you're able to do that and then have long lasting results. But when you know, are just kind of doing work that's very shallow and a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit, you know, then the results will not be long lasting. And this is why many people may think they're doing spiritual work and like, why isn't my life changing? Maybe you should look at how deep are you going? Are you really going to the depth to create and to release what it is that you desire to create and release? You gotta release first, okay? So these are the 3 reasons why you should go deep in life and in sex. It feels good, all right? The deeper you descend, the higher you ascend, right? And if you may have even felt that with sex and an orgasm, when you do have that deep penetration, you're going to have a deeper orgasm, right? That depth of penetration is going to most likely skyrocket your orgasm to be higher. And the 3rd reason is that you're going to have long lasting results. After you have some deep penetrating, like wonderful sex, you feel that for days, maybe weeks, maybe years, and you're still thinking about that sexual experience. All right. So it has this vibration that continues. So this is why we need to go deep, and also why I'm not offering these a la carte kind of experiences with the Badass Goddess on Fire coaching program. So you watched this video prior to us starting our first workshop. You can still sign up. I'm allowing women to sign up until Sunday, January 17th at noon Eastern Standard Time. So if you want to go deep and you really want to engage in a full process, not a step here, not a step there, not a little here, a little there, you know, you want to actually go deep, I definitely encourage you to sign up. The link will be in my bio with the YouTube video and my bio on Instagram. So make sure you check me out. And if it's something that you can't do right now, I totally understand. I hope you do take the philosophy or the idea of going deep into your life, and that understanding that you want real change, you got to go deep. All right. So thank you and have a blessed day. Bye.